Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so we are continuing Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu session 7 and yeah. So as we discussed, we'll start with the Gopala Champu story, then we'll do some recap, and then we'll have Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So in Gopala Champu, Krishna came back from Mathura and from Dwaraka actually, and he came to Vrindavan after 33 years, and the Vrajavasis were able to receive Krishna very nicely, and they had a big uh, musical party, and after that, Krishna met with the gopis and satisfied each one of them. Then Krishna's daily activity started. My voices are coming back. I'll just mute. Okay. So and then Krishna's daily activities started. So in Gopala Champu, Jiva Goswami started talking about Krishna's daily activities. And last time we saw that how Krishna woke up in the morning and then he went outside and he met with his friends and some of the servant boys who were serving Krishna in Dasi Rasa. They came and then they did a massage, oil massage for his body. And after that, Krishna took a bath and then he wore proper dress and he did his morning dharmic duties and he took flute, horn, and other instruments that he is used to carry. Then he went to meet his mother and other elderly ladies. So he entered in to a courtyard in his home, and in the courtyard, you see that here. So in the courtyard, he met Yaśodā and then Rohinī as well. So that is where we are. Along with that, you see some other boys, Krishna's friends, they were also there. So all the elderly ladies who were there in that courtyard, they were feeling a lot of separation for Krishna. Why? Because previous night Krishna went for sleeping. So during the night time, the elderly people they feel separation from Krishna because they cannot see Krishna. Krishna is sleeping and they cannot serve Krishna. So throughout the night they feel separation. And in the morning, they are waiting forward for Krishna to wake up. And in the morning time comes, they'll start their services before even Krishna wakes up. So they are enthusiastic to see Krishna and serve him. So throughout the night, this fire of separation was burning within them, and it was increasing their love more and more and more. And when the morning time comes, it was flowing out. So here, Krishna in the morning, he is entering this courtyard, and all the elderly ladies, they are controlled by this love that arose out of the feelings of fires of separation from Krishna. That made them unsteady. They were not able to stand steadily properly. So, and it was manifesting externally as a great joy. You see here, Mother Yaśodā and Rohini, they were very joyful. So, out of joy, they were descending from the porch. So Krishna's home is like an expansive mansion, and then it was facing eastern direction. It has multiple buildings. So this building where the ladies were located, that was facing the eastern direction, and then from the porch they were descending. So first, Mother Yaśodā met Krishna, just like a cow meets the calf. The cow and calf are shown to be an exalted symbol for Vatsala Rasa. Vatsalya between the cow and the calf is too much that the cow won't even give milk without the calf being there. And we explicitly see that the cow licks the calf very much. That is an explicit anubhava of uh, Vatsalya Rasa being displayed in cow. So, like cow meets a calf, Yashoda also met Krishna. And at that time, Rohini also came. Rohini also was pouring forth so much love for Krishna. Rohini is the mother of Balaram, but she has more love to Krishna than Balaram, actually. So, in this way, both of them were showering extreme love to Krishna. So, having met both, there is a comment. My volume is low. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Uh, okay. How about now? Is my volume good? Can somebody confirm?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Shankaran Prabhu. Thank you for joining, Prabhu.
Better, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Please accept my humble obeisances.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna, Srivas Prabhu. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. So, Govinda or Krishna worshipped both of their lotus feet in order. First, he worshipped the lotus feet of Yashoda, and then he worshipped the lotus feet of Krishna. And having worshipped them, he made them very joyful. And whoever was present there, the other ladies, the other elderly ladies, he made them also very happy by respecting them. So this is the exchange of Vatsalya Rasa. Krishna respects the elderly ladies. And there are so many elderly ladies present there. They were also having Vatsalya Rasa toward Krishna. We see the case of Putana. Putana came to kill Krishna with poison on her breast. But Krishna, because he was showing a form of mother, he felt compassion toward her, and then he made her a dhatri or nurse in the spiritual world. So she would also be one of these elderly ladies. Not just Yashoda and Rohini have Vatsalya Rasa toward Krishna. All the elderly ladies, they have Vatsalya Rasa toward Krishna, and Putana being one of the dhatris there. So he respected everyone else as well. At that moment, Nilambara, that is Balaram, started coming into that courtyard. And along with Balaram, many other cowherd boyfriends, they were taking the lead of Balaram and they were also coming. Their friends include Sridam, Sudam, all these people were coming with Balaram. And these friends, they play with Krishna in the forest all the time. They like to, have excursion with Krishna and then play with him throughout the daytime in the forest. Apart from that, other people were also coming. There were Purohita Bhatus. Purohita Bhatus are students of Purohits. So these students, when they grow up, they will become Purohits or priests. They were also coming, the students, so they are like almost like friends of Krishna. They are learned exceptionally in all the Vedic knowledge. And there were other motherly ladies were also coming. So all of them were assembling in this courtyard where Krishna is situated. And Krishna at that time, instead of offering obeisances and respects to each one of them, it will be too much because there are too many people have assembled over there. So he just, at one shot, he gave respect to everyone else and respected all of them like that. So at that point, I'm going to change the slide. Yeah. Okay, not this one. All right, this picture. So at that time, Yogamaya, she came. So Yogamaya, she has taken a different form in Vraja Leela. She is called Paurṇamāsī. You see a picture here. This is Paurṇamāsī. Let me open. So this is Paurṇamāsī. Okay. So Paurṇamāsī, she is an elderly lady, and she wears a red cloth, and she has white hair. She's quite tall, and she's golden in complexion, and she helps in the pastimes of Krishna. So she came there. So this Paurṇamāsī, she is well known among the Siddhas, perfected beings, as Yogamaya. In Bhagavatam, which contains the conclusions of all Bhakti Siddhanta, she is glorified as Yogamaya. So Jiva Goswami here, he quotes a verse, Yogamayam Upashitaha. We will look at this verse just as, briefly after this description to see what is that description that Jiva Goswami is quoting a verse. But before that, so what is the duty of this Yogamaya? Yogamaya sees the director of the pastimes of Krishna, all the leelas of Krishna. So the leelas are like a drama, if you, one sense, if you look at it. So for a drama, you need a director, sutradhar, who should be arranging things, what is the next scene and who are all the characters should be there, like that. But this leelas of Krishna is a little bit different than drama. It is not exactly drama in the sense of people are acting it out or Krishna is acting it out. No. When Krishna is afraid of Mother Yaśodā, when Yaśodā comes with a stick, he's really afraid of Yaśodā. He's not acting it out, crying or something like that. He's really afraid of Yaśodā. So leelas are real, but it also needs a coordinator to make it go in a certain direction and certain rasas to be experienced by the Lord. So Yogamaya takes that in charge. She becomes the director and she arranges, she inspires different characters, she makes up story, and then, everything come together. She, that Yogamaya, in Vraja she is called Paurṇamāsī. So Paurṇamāsī is coming there. So this is only this form of Yogamaya as Paurṇamāsī is only in Vraja. If you look at the regular form of Yogamaya, this is the regular form of Yogamaya. It would come, the description of Yogamaya, this form of Yogamaya also comes in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. She's standing in a tiger, much like Durga Devi kind of a form, with a lot of weapons in various hands, and tiger as the vehicle, like that. This is a regular form, and this Yogamaya, this Paurṇamāsī form is only in Vraja. So she is a disciple of Narada Muni. She is a very dear disciple of Narada Muni. And she was actually living in Avantipur with her son, Sandipani Muni. Sandipani Muni, when Krishna went to Mathura from Vrindavan, Sandipani Muni became the guru for Krishna to teach. So Sandipani Muni is her son, Paurṇamāsī's son in the Leela. And she was living in Avantipur, but Narada came to her and then he asked her to go to Gokul, Vraja. So then she came to Vraja because she was having a lot of prema for Krishna in Vraja. So she came to Vraja. She also came with another boy. You see this boy? This is Madhumangal. Of course, he should be a little bit more chubby. Here it is showing as a thin, is generated by AI, but he's a little bit thicker, chubbier. He's dark in complexion. Usually you see Madhumangal as a fair complexion, but he's a little bit darker complexion. Even Yaśodā is also darker complexion. Usually we see fairer complexion, but Radha Krishna Ganodesha Deepika depicts her as a dark complexion. Therefore, you would see Krishna also is dark. Nanda Maharaj is fair, but Yaśodā is dark, so Krishna is also dark, like that. So all the people were assembling there, assembled there, and at that time, Paurṇamāsī came. When Paurṇamāsī came, everybody at same time they rose up with a lot of awe and reverence they have for Paurṇamāsī. They respect Paurṇamāsī like anything. They see her as a tapasvi. So she takes the role of a tapasvi. She's like, she lives in a cottage separately in a thatched cottage, not like an expensive building or anything. That is her role. So all the people in Vraja, they respect her. And they all together rose up and they offered obeisances to Paurṇamāsī. And Paurṇamāsī also was visibly pleased with all of them, and she gave her blessings as well. So we'll stop here. But I also mentioned that I'm going to share a verse that Jiva Goswami quoted where Yogamaya is present or mentioned. Okay. So this 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it has 90 chapters. And in 10th canto is said to be the face of Krishna. The entire Srimad Bhagavatam is like a form of Krishna. And the 10th canto is said to be the face of Krishna. It has 90 chapters. Out of this 90 chapters, you have 5 chapters, 29 chapter 29 to 33. These are the Rasa Leela is being described here. This 5 chapter is said to be the smile on the face of Krishna. So if the 10th canto is the face of Krishna, these 5 chapters are the smile in the face of Krishna. And these 5 chapters are said to be the prana of the entire Bhagavatam. So he quotes actually in the first verse of these 5 chapters. These 5 chapters are also called Rasa Panchadhyayi. So the first verse of the Rasa Panchadhyayi is quoted by Jiva Goswami to show the role of Yogamaya. So let's just look at that. Shri Badarayaniruvacha Bhagavan Apitaratri Sharadotpulla Mallika Viksharantum Manaschakre Yogamayam Upashitaha. So this is the line he quotes, Yogamayam Upashitaha. So let's read the translation. We'll come back to the verse again. Shri Badarayani said, Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full in all opulences. Yet upon seeing those autumn nights scented with blossoming jasmine flowers, he turned his mind toward loving affairs. To fulfill his purposes, he employed his internal potency. So here, Bhagavan api taratri. So Bhagavan or Krishna, he is meeting the gopis for the first time. So the loving exchanges between gopis and Krishna were previously happening, but they were not meeting. They haven't expressed their love. And they were indirectly looking at Krishna when he was going around, and they were suffering in separation from Krishna. Indirect letters, like they sometimes, Radharani writes letters in leaves, and the leaves fly, and then they go to Krishna, like that. Indirect expression of love was there. Direct meeting hasn't happened between Krishna and the gopis. Some gopis have met with Krishna in the just prior to this, in few chapters where Krishna steals the garments of some of the gopis. But there is not conversation or any other interaction has happened. Very small conversation has happened, but not much loving expression, loving exchanges have happened. So this is the first time that they are going to meet. In the entire chapter, we'll be discussing about their interaction. So in the first verse, Bhagavan api ta ratri, he was looking at those autumn nights. The autumn season, the Rasa Leela actually starts on the Sharat Purnima, on the first day of autumn's Purnima. So looking at those autumn season has arrived. That is, the proper timing has come up. So when the proper timing has come up, Bhagavan api ta ratri, even though he was Lord, even though he was Bhagavan, he was looking at those nights. Sharada Utpulla Mallikaha. So how the nights are being described? Sharada Utpulla Mallikaha. In the Sarat season, in the autumn season, the jasmines were blooming. So in the autumn season, jasmines don't bloom. But in Vrindavan, it is special. And something special also is going to happen, which is Rasa Leela. Therefore, the jasmines were blooming even in the Sarat season or autumn season. So looking at those nights with the jasmines blooming in the autumn season, Vikshya, looking, Rantum Manaschakre, Krishna makes up his mind to enjoy. Rantum means enjoy. Having taken that, what did he do? Yogamayam upashritaha. He took shelter of Yogamaya. So he has to rely upon Yogamaya for the pastimes to be arranged. Even though Yogamaya is a Shakti of the Lord. Shakti is subordinate to the Shaktiman. Shaktiman is Krishna, and Shakti is subordinate to Krishna. Krishna has total control over his Shakti, and the Shaktis are there to serve Krishna. Even though that is the case, and even though Krishna is Bhagavan himself, Swayam Bhagavan, he takes shelter of Yogamaya for performing his pastimes. So that is the role of Yogamaya. And this Yogamaya comes as Paurṇamāsī in the Vraja Lila. So we will stop Gopala Champu here and we'll enter into Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, recap, we looked at the meaning of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Then we looked at the overview, which we will look into overview every session so that something registers in our mind. Then we looked at the glories of Parakya Bhava, which is a little bit detour because it was coming part of Gopala Champu. Then we saw how Krishna was displaying all the rasas in the arena of Kamsa. Then we also saw how a Jiva attains a particular rasa. Then we started describing the primary rasas. So why are we doing this? We are still in the first verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. In the first verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is mentioned Akila Rasamrita Murti. So the rasa, word rasa is there. Therefore, to understand the word rasa, we have to wait for the entire Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu to complete. And since I don't want to make you be in puzzled state, so I'm just giving descriptions of these rasas taken from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu later chapters in a nugget format here. So once this complete, we will again return back to the first verse, then we will continue regular Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So last time we discussed about Shanta Rasa and Dasya Rasa. We have completed. Now we will move forward with next Rasa. So before that, again the overview of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It has 4 sections: East, West, East, South, West, North. You have like clockwise, it's going clockwise. And the eastern section, it describes overview of Bhakti, and south onwards, it's only about Rasa. Everything is about Rasa. So most of the work contains descriptions of Rasa. Then in the eastern section, which we are currently entering into, first section, 4 chapters are there. In the first chapter, we are looking at the overview of Bhakti. 46 verses are there. We are looking into the first verse. The first 6 verses are Mangalacharan. Then the main topic that is being discussed in this chapter is what is Uttama Bhakti? We want to practice pure devotional service. So what is pure devotional service or Uttama Bhakti is described, and what are all the characteristics. These are the 2 main topics in this first chapter. And this is the verse that we were looking at, Akila Rasamrita Murti. So this rasa is what we are delving down in detail. So as we discussed, there are 5 primary rasas and 7 secondary rasas. And Shanta we discussed in detail. Dasya we discussed in detail. Now we are entering into Sakhya Rasa. So Sakhya Rasa. Sakhya Rasa, who are the recipients? In Sakhya Rasa, Krishna and his friends of similar age, almost same age, they are the recipients of Krishna. They are the recipients of Sakhya Rasa toward Krishna. You would see that the Krishna's pastime mimics humanly world, especially the Vedic world, not the modern day world, Vedic world, how the society is structured like that. So therefore, the rasas also exchanged with those people who are in that particular form. So person has to exchange Sakhya Rasa with a friend. That person will be in a similar age group of Krishna. He will not be like 10 years older to Krishna or 10 years younger to Krishna. It will be in a similar age. Sakhya Rasa is exchanged. If the person is much older to Krishna, then Vatsalya Rasa is being exchanged. The person will have Vatsalya Rasa. So the forms will be similar. And the form is, if the form is particular person is very young, then he will have Dasya Rasa toward Krishna. So if somebody gets Dasya Rasa, they'll have a form very similar to very younger age toward Krishna. So they will naturally feel that awe and reverence toward Krishna. Or they will be little bit in lower Varna. So we saw that some of the boys who were serving Krishna in Dasya Rasa, they were from the Abhira caste or they were from the Shudra caste in the spiritual world. Of course, in the Vedic Varnashrama society, the Shudra caste or Abhira caste, they are all little bit lower description is given, a little bit low class. But it is spiritual world, it is not like that. They are all exalted devotees. They have prema for the Lord. So it is only mimicking a pattern of the Vedic human world. So we should not mistake that they are all lower in status. But that particular varna or the age is given for that particular rasa to naturally come out. So Krishna's friends are all of similar age. So Krishna's two-hand form is relished much here. Krishna has two-hand form and Krishna has four-hand forms. Sometimes he manifests four-hand forms and that only happens in Dwaraka. In Vraja, he doesn't manifest his four-hand forms. Sometimes he manifests, most of the times he manifests two-hand forms, sometimes he manifests four-hand forms in Dwaraka. When Krishna manifests four-hand forms, usually he is showing up godly opulence because he is not like human anymore. Human means you'll have two hands. When he manifests four hands, he doesn't look like human anymore. But still, the Sakhya Rasa, for example, of Pandavas, it doesn't reduce because they are seeing the four-hand form of Krishna constantly. And because they are seeing Krishna's four-hand form many times, they don't feel any reverence even if Krishna manifests four-hand forms. They have this friendly relationship with Krishna. So they consider even if when Krishna manifests four-hand forms, they consider it to be like a human form. And Krishna also changes his personality in different rasas. In Dasya Rasa, he is more grave. He is a Prabhu, he is a master. He shows like that. So he's more grave and composed like that. That is the mood or that is the form he reveals to those who are situated in Dasya Rasa. But in Sakhya Rasa, he is more jovial. He's more skillful. He wants to show his skills. He's more talkative. He's more joking, freely mixing. That's what in Sakhya Rasa it happens. And the devotees who are in Sakhya Rasa, they do not have any restrictions like the servants in the Dasya Rasa. In Dasya Rasa, there is a lot of restriction. They like this awe and reverence, and their love toward Krishna is restricted there because of that awe and reverence. But here in Sakhya Rasa, there is more familiarity. Restriction is not there. So Rupa Goswami explains this familiarity with the word Vishramba, a deep familiar trust without any restriction. Apparently, the same word he uses in the beginning, the second chapter of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, for serving Guru, Vishramba. He says, Vishrambena Guroho Seva. So you should serve Guru with this Vishramba. So what is this Vishramba? What is this mood Vishramba? There he defines Vishrambha Gada Viswasa Visheshaha Yantra na Ujjitaha. Vishramba is a deep faith, deep Vishwas you have on that person. But Yantrana Ujjitaha means that there is no restriction. How does it apply to Guru, right? So Gada Vishwas, Jiva Goswami explains on that particular thing. What is Gada Vishwas? What is this deep faith? He says that deep faith means you don't feel the other person as a different person. If I have a deep friendship with somebody and I have this Gada Vishwas on that person, that means I don't see him as a separate person. I see him as non-different from me. So what I would do to myself, I would do to that person. Like that. That is Gada Vishwas, deep Vishwas. So when we are serving Guru, there is awe and reverence. There is not no restriction. There is restrictions there. But more than restriction, there should be more friendship, familiarity should be there. And one should serve Guru thinking non-different from me, how you would serve yourself, how you would love yourself like that. There should be more familiarity as well. That's what it is mentioned. Vishrambena Guroho Seva. You should serve Guru with this Vishramba. Vishramba means deep familiarity and faith, and not much restriction. There is some restriction, but not much. Because if too much restricted, then you cannot even ask question. You cannot even understand from Guru what is he talking about. You cannot understand his mood as well. So anyways, this Vishramba is between the friends. They see him as their equals. They don't see him as like superior or inferior. So what do they do? What do these friends do? They play hand-to-hand combat, mock fights with Krishna, and they play balls with Krishna, and they play dice with Krishna. They like to ride upon each other's shoulders. Sometimes Krishna climbs onto the shoulders of these boys, and sometimes the boys climb onto the shoulders of Krishna. They play like that. They play with the stick fight. They do. They sleep with Krishna. They sit on the same bed with Krishna. This Dasi Rasa, the servants, they don't sit on the same bed as Krishna. But here it is not like that. They sit on the same seat. They sit on the same swing. They tell pleasing jokes with Krishna. They play in the water. They sing and dance with Krishna. These are the activities commonly done by all the friends. There are two types of friends, two broader categories of friends. One is a city friend, and the other one is a village friend. The city friend is the chief person is Arjuna. You see this Arjuna here. He is the chief among the city friends. The city friends, the activities change. The mood also a little bit changes there. And the surrounding changes. Arjuna is one of them. Bhima also has Sakhya Rasa with Krishna. Draupadi also has Sakhya Rasa with Krishna. Sudama Brahman, who studied with Krishna in Gurukul and later he met, he also has Sakhya Rasa with Krishna, and this is all happening in the city side. These are all the examples of city friends. Now, village friends. This is Vraja. In Vraja, he has village friends. He has many types of village friends. In city, Krishna dresses up in a very royal dress. In village, he doesn't dress up like that. He dresses up with he wears only dhoti, yellow color dhoti, and then he doesn't even wear a shirt. He wears uttariya. You see this Balaram here. He wears a uttariya like that. That's it. In the city, usually you see with the vest or some kind of cloth is there on the top. Here he wears only uttariya. And then a lot of forest materials are used for decoration. Leaves, forest flowers, forest leaves, and then forest minerals to decorate patterns on faces of Krishna, on the body of Krishna. He carries flute in village. He doesn't carry flute in city, though we see that the pictures are depicted like that, but he doesn't carry flute in city. That's a village setting, village thing, flute. Because you play flute to call the cows, things like that. And he carries a horn. Not only like that, not only Krishna is decorated like that, even all the friends, they also have flute, horns, and they are also dressed up with forest materials, leaves, flowers, like that. All of them look almost like Krishna. You see this Sudama here carrying a flute in his hand and a stick in his hand. So, and then the peacock feather, all these things they also have, not just Krishna. It's a village dress. And within the village friends, you have mixer of varieties of friends. Some friends are little bit older than Krishna, 1 or 2 years old than Krishna. Balaram, for example, he is slightly older than Krishna. And because they are a little bit older than Krishna, they also have a tinge of Vatsalya Rasa mixed in that. So Sakhya Rasa is predominant Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa or parental Rasa, little bit is tinged in there. So these friends who are little bit older than Krishna, they exhibit this Vatsalya Rasa and they try to protect Krishna from demons. So when Krishna goes to the forest, Balaram also goes. Yaśodā calls Balaram specifically and then says, Balaram, you should go in the front and you should protect Krishna from all the different demons. And then he calls other friends who are a little bit elder and then tells them, you should protect Krishna from the side, Krishna from the back, like that, a circle of friends. So they like to do that, not just friendship with Krishna, but they also like to protect Krishna. They feel like they have to take care of, like the elder children take care of the younger children, like that. Balarama is the chief among these elder friends, little elder friends, little old, too much old. They would exhibit Vatsalya Rasa more, so Sakhya Rasa will be impeded. And some friends, they are little bit younger also. So because they are little bit younger to Krishna, they are tinged with Dasya Rasa, slightly younger. And because they are tinged with Dasya Rasa, they want to serve Krishna. What do they want to do? Serve. They want to fan Krishna. Whenever Krishna takes rest in the forest, these are the people, these are the friends who will come and fan Krishna. They tidy up his hair. If his hair is disheveled, they will go and tidy up his hair, and they will massage his limbs. You would see one picture where Krishna is lying down and some friends are massaging. These are the friends, who are a little bit younger to Krishna. They exhibit this Dasya Rasa there. And they would want to put a tambula or pan into the mouth of Krishna. They would like to apply tilaka to Krishna. They'll apply various kinds of ointments on the body of Krishna. And they like to paint designs, patterns on the face of Krishna. These are the activities. And then they like to do also oil massage to Krishna. These are the activities even the servants also do. The servants also dress up Krishna, decorate Krishna, paint Krishna, and give oil massage and then tidy up his hair. But these friends who little bit exhibit Dasya Rasa, they also do the same kinds of activities. Those servants, they do at home. These friends do it in the forest. So among these friends, Devaprastha, there is a person called Devaprastha. He is Gopa. He is the chief among all these friends who have little bit tinge of Dasya Rasa. Then you have friends who are of the same age as Krishna, equal age, not lesser, not more. So because they are of the same age, they are said to exhibit the pinnacle of Sakhya Rasa. So some of the followers of Nityananda Prabhu, they were actually Gopas from the spiritual world. And one person coming in that line, Nayanananda Das, that devotee has written a book called Preyo Rasarnava. So he talks more detail about Sakhya Rasa. So there the Sakhya Rasa with same age is much glorified. So people who follow that Sakhya Rasa path, they glorify this equal age Sakhya Rasa because when the age is equal, there is no, the Sakhya Rasa is not restricted by Vatsalya Rasa or Dasya Rasa. So it is said to be the pure Sakhya Rasa. So they relish that more. So here, what do? These are the friends who actually fight with Krishna, combat. They do stick fighting with Krishna. They joke with Krishna. They defeat Krishna in battle. They pull his cloth and play. They'll steal flowers from Krishna and other things, whatever, he has a flute and he has a horn. They will steal as a play from Krishna. And they like to be decorated by Krishna. So the Dasya friends were decorating Krishna, but these friends, they like to be decorated by Krishna. And they do this hand-to-hand combat, they'll pull back and forth like that. So these are the equal age friends of Krishna. And among the equal age friends of Krishna, Sridham is the chief. Sridham, he is elder brother of Radha in the spiritual world. So he is the chief among the friends of equal age. And there are some more friends who assist Krishna in confidential pastimes of Krishna. When Krishna especially talks to the gopis, engages in Madhurya pastimes, these friends, They are called Priya Narmasakas. The Priya Narmasakas, they help Krishna in that. They assist as messengers mainly. They will carry messages from Krishna to gopis or gopis to Krishna, like that. And they will encourage gopis' love for Krishna. When they are together, they will talk confidentially. Not other friends will not know. These friends will just secretly talk to Krishna. And they will encourage Krishna's love for gopis. And when gopis are present and Krishna is present, and they have an argument back and forth, these friends, they support Krishna in front of these gopis. And when the gopis are not present, when they are having discussion with Krishna, they support the gopis in front of Krishna. And they like to whisper things in the ear secretly, messages, because it should not be revealed. It's confidential things. So among these Priya Narmasakas, Subala is the chief. Okay. And there are some more friends who are like jokers. They joke a lot with Krishna. We have Madhumangal. This friend name is said to be a Vidushaka. Vidushaka means literally joker or joker character. So we see this picture here. This is Madhumangal, little bit chubby, but it should be. He jokes a lot. We will see as Gopala Champu moves forward, he will crack jokes everywhere and make everybody laugh. So these are jokers. Among the Vidushakas, the jokers, Madhumangal is the best. And there are many people like Madhumangal, not just to Madhumangal. There are other people also, the names are given. Okay, so this is Sakhya Rasa. In the progression of Sakhya Rasa, so we saw that Shanta Rasa progresses from Bhava to Prema. Dasya Rasa progresses from Bhava, Prema, Sneha, Raga. You see that little bit light pinkish here? Because only specific devotees in Dasya Rasa their love will extend to these stages of Prema and Raga. So as you are going from your left to right, the love is becoming more and more intensified. So last time I was mentioning that I'll share some examples of these different stages. When we come to Sakhya Rasa, I'll say. Sakhya Rasa, if you see, the love is intensified here. Bhava, Prema, Snega and Raga. All of the friends will reach Sneha and Raga. Here in Dasya Rasa, it's not like that. Only special close associates of the Lord like Parikshit or Uddhava, like that, they will be attaining this Snega and Raga intensity of love. But in Sakhya Rasa, all the friends of Krishna, they attain this Bhava, Prema, Sneha, Raga deeper. So what are all these stages? Bhava is the preliminary love of God, the first stage of love. And when that bhava becomes intensified and it softens the heart, then that is called prema. So when a person comes to the stage of prema, then this rasa doesn't change. So before that, there is a possibility of change. Rupa Goswami himself mentions that if one commits aparadh, a higher rasa could change into a lower rasa in the stage of bhava. But in the stage of prema, it does not change. It becomes fixed. They think their rasa is the best and it doesn't change beyond that point. So usually in the spiritual world, most of the people are in the prema stage. The bhava, it happens in the sadhaka body, but in the prema, it happens in the spiritual world. Everybody is fixed up in prema. It's deep love, and it has softened the heart toward Krishna. That is prema, and their love doesn't change at that point. Then we have sneha. Sneha is when the heart becomes extremely melted by the love. It's melted, it becomes liquid, too much love. When it becomes more intense, at this point, they cannot even tolerate a single moment of separation from Krishna. It becomes very intense. So one example Rupa Goswami gives, Daruka, who is the charioteer of Krishna, he was feeling separation from Krishna. So when he felt a separation at one point, Krishna is going out somewhere, I guess. The context was not explained. But anyways, Krishna was separated from Dwaruka. When that moment happened, Dwaruka became like a wooden doll. He has almost lost his consciousness. That is the stage of Sneha. They cannot tolerate this even a single moment of separation. Their heart has become extremely liquid out of the love. They focus on Krishna a lot. Everything becomes focused whatever Krishna says. That is Sneha. When prema is intensified into Sneha. And then Raga. Raga is when that Sneha intensifies further. And when they are feeling separation from Krishna, they are looking for just one moment of Krishna to appear in front of them. That is the state of Raga. In Sneha, you want a constant association you are looking for. But in Raga, when it intensifies further, the devotee is actually looking for just one moment of Krishna if he appears in front of me. That's it. That will change all my misery into happiness. Very much intensified. And at this stage, the devotee is ready to give up his life. So previously, that attitude doesn't appear, bhava, prema, sneha. But in raga stage, he's ready to give up his life very happily. An example is given by Rupa Goswami. When Ashwatthama was shooting a lot of arrows at Krishna, Arjuna jumped in front of Krishna, and then he received all the arrows upon his chest. And when these arrows were just plucking into the heart of Arjuna, he was feeling very joyful that he's saving Krishna, his friend, dear friend. And it was, the arrows were as if like flowers falling on him. He feels really that, though it was very sharp and it's penetrating, but he's in that stage of raga. When the love goes into the stage of raga, he's ready to give up his life. And it goes up and forth, down. Prema is constant, and then when situations intensify, it intensifies into snega and raga and then comes back. We have some other additional stage in Sakhya Rasa that's not there in Dasya Rasa, that is called pranaya. Pranaya is the sense of equality with Krishna. Krishna and I are equal. We are friends. There is this, we are discussing about the Vishramba, deep familiarity. So, in the bhava stage, that deep familiarity starts coming up for these people. And that is pranaya. And when the bhava reaches the stage of pranaya, they don't feel Krishna as something superior, very equal. Then, from there onwards, this pranaya is becoming prema, sneha, and raga. So, everywhere that they will have the sense of equality. Dasya rasa, it's not there because they cannot feel sense of equality with Krishna. They have to feel they are subordinate to Krishna. That nourishes their rasa. But here, that sense of equality is present. Okay, so we'll stop here. Any questions, suggestions, comments? If you have, you can now speak up.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, going Prabhu, Dandavad Pranam.
Generally, pranaya refers to the relationship between like lovers, right? So
Yeah. In Sanskrit, you have these terms are overloaded. Pranaya sometimes is used for love, and even prema is used for even love as well between male and a female. Sneha is also used like that. Raga is also used like that. But here in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya's commentaries, they start using this as a technical term. In Bhagavatam, you would see that sometimes they use terms interchangeably. But in the works of Acharyas, especially when technical things are being discussed, they reserve this term for a particular technical definition.
basically, this is the terminology that like and the definition that they have set for their works.
Correct, correct. These you can say these are labels for a particular definition of love. That Rupa
Yeah,
Goswami
for their theology, whatever they want to explain, they have set it up like that. Okay.
Correct, 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 correct. Hare Krishna Shankaran Prabhu. Namaste.
Hello, Prabhu. Beautiful class. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Mm.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Radhakunda Mataji, you wanted to say something?
No, I have questions. Is it okay to ask
Yes,
to Prabhu?
yes.
So, Prabhu, I have a couple of questions. So, my first question is, I'm a little bit confused. Sometimes I get confused also that Krishna is Shaktiman and it looks like he's dependent on his energies, right?
Yeah.
And more, explained today. And also, Yoga Maya, you have explained, right? Even the Yoga Maya is Shakti of the Lord, but still, for his Leela pastimes, whenever he feels like, he has to have some pastimes, then it looks like he's dependent on Yoga Maya. And moreover, in the case of Radharani also, Radharani is a Ladini Shakti of Krishna, and he's a pleasure potency. And also, we see that his enjoyment completely dependent on Sri Radha, even though he is the Shaktiman, and Radha is the energy of Krishna. But it looks like he's always dependent, and he's so much subordinate to even Radha. Sometimes he falls. Radharani is completely conquered Krishna with her love, and it looks like he is subordinate to Radha more than Radha subordinates to him. Maybe there is an equal love between both of them, but it looks like some instances and pastimes we read from some acharyas previous literatures, right? So even he actually pays obeisances to Radha, he touches the feet of Radha and everything, and it looks like without Radha, nothing is there actually in his life. I mean, for his enjoyment, basically. So it looks like I'm little confused. Krishna is greater or his Shaktis are greater?
Oh.
So,
So definitely in Bhagavad Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami says that all the Shaktis are under the control of Krishna. However, his pleasure potency, which is the Hladini Shakti, and Sri Radha is said to be that the essence of the Hladini Shakti, uh, she controls Krishna in the sense that he is very much attracted by that specific manifestation of that Shakti. Therefore, he is controlled by the love that Radha possesses, because he is the personification of. We'll see later after Raga, there is higher stages. This Mahabhava is also there. She is the personification of Mahabhava. So, because we see that in we'll later see in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu first chapter that Krishna gets attracted by prema. So when Krishna gets attracted by prema, then what to speak of Mahabhav, which is the highest intense love for Krishna. This prema, when even the devotee has prema for the Lord, he gets controlled by them. Therefore, in the stage of prema, Krishna manifests himself in front of the devotee. Before that, bhava also he manifests, but he sometimes manifests, sometimes doesn't manifest. In prema, he completely reveals himself because he is very much attracted. So from bhava onwards, you can say that he is attracted because the real love is there. Then the highest manifestation is Mahabhav, and Radharani is that highest manifestation. Therefore, he is attracted to the extreme amount by that love. So, in that sense, he is attracted. But the Shaktis are under the control of Shaktiman. When Bhagavan is being defined without the pastimes coming into picture, then all the Shaktis, the Tattva, the truth side is that all the Shaktis are under the control of Bhagavan or Shaktiman.
so this Mahabhava is experienced by Sri Radha, that is not experienced by Sri Krishna, right? That is why he came into the, he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This Mahabhava especially is
It's in the
what,
devotee, it appears.
so
Because he
not,
cannot have love for himself. So, yeah, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is taking on the mood of Radharani, so he also exhibited Mahabhava.
okay, Prabhu. Thank you. And you were saying about the Sakhya Rasa, you have given examples of, Balaram, who is elder to Krishna, who is younger to Krishna. They have some mixed rasa. So can we say primarily, predominantly, they have Dasi Rasa, but Dasi Rasa is mixed with some Vatsalya and some with, for some people, it is with, Dasya, right? So can we say it is predominantly, they are also in the Dasi Rasa, right?
No,
But
who
little
is
bit.
in the Bhunasi?
In the sorry, Sakhya Rasa, in Sakhya Rasa,
Yes.
equal age friends are and they completely totally into pure Sakhya Rasa.
Yes.
And elder to Krishna, Balram, and examples you have in Balram and others who are little bit elder to Krishna, they have little bit Vatsalya also. So are they in primarily Dasya, predominant rasa?
Sakhya, you mean primarily in
Sorry,
Sakhya? Yes.
primary Sakhya and a little bit of Vatsalya.
Yes, correct, correct. It's a tinge of Vatsalya. Huh? Like that, if you take milk, you may put a tinge of spices. You don't pour milk into the spice. You pour spice into the milk, like that. So the tinge of Vatsalya is there. So Sakhya Rasa is predominantly exhibited. So they will also play with the Krishna, and they have that the Sakhya feeling toward Krishna. But this Vatsalya, because they are little elder to Krishna, that manifests, and therefore they manifest that kind of activities also. Like they want to protect Krishna from all the demons, like that, and they don't do service to Krishna because they are little bit elder. The little younger friends, 1 year, 2 year old younger friends, they do service to Krishna. A little bit tinge of Dasya, but predominantly there is Sakhya.
Sakhya, right, Prabhu? So thank you so much for clarifying this. And it is same like Uddhava also? Uddhava
Uddhava is in Dasya Rasa.
That's
But there is little bit a tinge of Sakhya Rasa is mixed there. His primary Rasa is Dasya, but little bit of Sakhya is mixed.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. And the last clarification is the Sneha, Raga, Pranaya until Mahabhava. This Mahabhava is only in Madhurya Rati or also...
I'm reserving that topic for this Madhurya, because everything if we speak, then I won't have content to speak.
Okay, Prabhu.
So we'll delve into deeper into that particular topic, and maybe next week.
Sure. Thank you so much for the wonderful explanation. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for taking your time for all of us. We are really grateful to your service, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Rasheshwari Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
Dhanvat Pram Prabhu, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu, for a wonderful class. Prabhu, I had question for clarification. I missed the part you were saying where I think something about Madhu Mangal, and
Yes.
could you just say that again, Prabhu? Because I'm curious also from the Ashta Sakha's point of view.
Yeah. So in the Prayer of Bhakti Rasamrita book, he is classifying friendship into primary and secondary friends. So the primary friends, what we discussed about, equal age, little bit older, little bit younger, and some friends are Priya Narmasakas, they assist Krishna in confidential pastimes. There are secondary friends. So Madhumangal is part of that secondary friend. So what does primary and the secondary, what is that classification? He doesn't really mention anything in detail about that. But in that secondary friend, he has further classifications. So one of the classification is Vidushaka, or the jokers. More those friends who have a nature of making jokes. We would have seen that in our college days. Some person will always crack joke, and most of the people will be around that person because they like this joking. So Madhumangal takes the role of being a joker there, and he jokes with Krishna and other people. Though he is a Brahmana, his Varna there in the spiritual world is a Brahmana, because he is son of Sandipani Muni, and he stays along with Paurṇamāsī. So there's a lot of noise coming here. Okay. So he stays, he's a Brahmana, but he comes here and he makes jokes. He knows a lot of Vedic scriptures, but then he also makes many mistaking statements. Because in joke, if you want to make joke, you have to make mistakes. Like that he does, and make like a clown. He acts like a clown, like that.
Thank you, Prabhu. And so I've heard that his age is actually far more greater than rest of the Sakhas. He's actually older. Is that true?
I didn't see that kind of description about his age, what age he is. But he is definitely graduated. That's a little bit puzzling also, because later in next week we will actually look at Madhumangal's description. He's mentioned as a Snataka, who is actually a graduate student. Usually graduate student means, especially if you're a Brahmana, you're older. That's a little bit puzzling thing, but direct age is not mentioned for Madhumangal. I have not come across for Madhumangal. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu. And how do Ashtasakas come into this,
So the Ashtashakas. Okay. So do you have a list of these Ashtashakas?
I have found it, Prabhu, but I don't remember
Maybe
on
I'll
top
take
of
a
my
look
head.
at it. Who are all the sakas that are listed? Then I can just categorize
Yes.
them and then I can post it in the group.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. Praveen Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you
Hare
so much
Krishna
for
Prabhu.
wonderful class. Prabhu, a very nice class. I think a thing that I liked today and was sort of eye-opening for me was each one of the devotees, they have some mix of some specific bhavas, right? Like, some may have Vatsalya bhava with little bit of some other bhava, some may have Vatsalya bhava, some other bhava, right? And which was interesting because I was thinking until now that a devotee has like only one type of bhav. Like if somebody has Vatsalya, they only have Vatsalya and things like that. But looks like that's not the case. So I was actually curious. Do this combination of, and you gave a very nice analogy like adding spices to mix versus mix milk to spices, right? So I was just curious, like, do this combination change over the period, or like the way the bhavas are like present with a particular devotee over the period, they change, or that that mixture actually remains the same?
Yeah, so you're asking for specifically the mixture part. That is fixed. That particular mood they have toward Krishna, especially when they reach the stage of bhava, it's actually fixed. It doesn't change. And because their Swarupa is also like that. The form, for example, Balram is a little bit older. Because older, that Vatsala has to be there. With the old age, a little bit older than Krishna, you cannot not have Vatsal. Let's put it that way. So that rasa will be there when you are having extremely close association with Krishna. We'll see in the next week session also that the guru of Krishna, Sandipani Muni, he also has Vatsala rasa toward Krishna. Even so, we can see that even gurus, for all of us, whoever is having guru, they will have toward us Vatsala rasa. We'll have toward them Sakhya mixed with Dasya, like that. So that particular mixture is permanent and they continue that mood. They may exhibit that particular activities in different times. Like Krishna will always not try to protect Krishna. Balram will always not try to protect Krishna from the demons. He will exhibit Sakhya mood because that is his primary mood. But this tinge will act upon periodically. But it will not like Sridham. Suddenly he will also have mixture of Vatsalya or Dasya. No, he will never have. He will always be a equal Sakha, the same age. And the age and the form also matters, allows that particular devotee to express that rasa toward Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. And thank you for your suggestion of, asking to add these pictures for the Gopala Champu story. And
yeah, I noticed they look really beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Prabhu, did you mention that the Narmsakha Gopas, they take the side of gopis when Krishna is not there?
Yeah, they when they argue, especially on the matters, they take the side of gopis and then they argue with Krishna. But when gopis are present, they'll take the side of Krishna.
Ah, I see.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, devotees, for spending your valuable time here. And very grateful for each one of you. And thank you to especially Srivas Pandit Prabhu and Shankarananda Prabhu for encouraging me here.
Thank you very much, Rajivan Prabhu, for putting a lot of effort and time to not just present this, but also make such nice slides.
Oh, thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Rajivan Prabhu. It is art from the heart.
Oh, thank you, Prabhu. So we'll stop here, devotees. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhu.